Good morning and welcome to Preparing to Survive and Thrive Homesteading channel with Charlie B. It's been a morning. I couldn't seem to get my words to come out. So what I was showing you in the first clip was a butternut squash flower with some bees were flying around. If you saw my last clip, I had caught a swarm. Well, what I didn't say on that is then I decided, since I was in my bee suit, to check the other hives. Well, that didn't work out. They decided to come up and sting me like crazy. Got a good 20 stings. They pretty much just attacked my legs and butt. But I got out of there pretty fast, and yeah, I think they're hungry, so I'm going to have to start feeding them some sugar water. So I'm going to give you a garden tour today. I'm going to flip you around the bottom and work our way up. Oh, and Stash is out here between my feet. Everybody remembers Stash, I'm sure. He's following me. We have our marigolds down here, and I planted some other flowers amongst there. I have to figure out what is what and what I need to pull and what I'm going to keep. Now, our peas, sugar snap peas, they were doing great. And I forgot to put a fence up, the electric fence, the little white fence that goes around it. I don't have it electrified because of the cats. But I forgot to put it up, and they came and helped themselves with the tops. So I've never planted peas before. I did sugar snap peas, but they were in boxes, little window boxes, but they look like they're actually putting on some beans here and there. I'm going to save them, or not beans, peas. I'm going to save them for seed material, I think. So, but they're still putting on something, as you can see. Now, what isn't going to be fun is you're going to get good news and bad news with this little tour. So, we don't know what's going on. It could be a vine borer in my squash, but I don't think so. Because it's really weird, because I've been pulling the ones apart that I have that have been dying. This one's turning out good. It's getting some good growth on it. I haven't looked to see if there's any little babies growing on it. But these down here are my butternut squash, some of them, and they have just decided to die. I have no idea why. Which down there, they are doing absolutely wonderful. And that's where I was showing you the pretty flower. I'm not going to bounce through there. So, say good morning, Stash. No, he's just going to come in. I did go ahead and plant some more butternut squash. Counted the days. I should have a good 100 days before frost comes. And this is also, we have some other not butternut squash, some different types of winter squash. I think these are some spaghetti squash that's growing in here. They're doing very well. I have some other plants that are coming on. And at first, I thought what was dying was my buttercup or my acorn squash. But here's one that looks like it's doing pretty well. It's got some babies on it. But I will have to pull up the ones that died. This one surprised me. So, get those two up and see what's going on. I don't know if I can salvage anything. What's bad about it, the ones that are dying were perfectly fine and they were producing. But this is the garden. You're not guaranteed anything. You work, you work, you work, and you pray. So, some of my new cantaloupes have started to really pop out and started to grow. And of course, I have my purslines growing in there. I do need to weed this section. And this is my cantaloupe. And I have some little baby cantaloupes. I just don't want to dig through them to show you, but I do have some. They've been popping in and out. Oh, there's a tiny, tiny one. I'm going to see if I can tiptoe through here. Oh, there's a cantaloupe. And the bees are buzzing me everywhere. One good thing, when I got stung, I did not have the severe reaction that I had been having. So maybe it's because they stung more fatty parts of my body. And we have, these are the sweet crimson watermelons. And I'm really having to tiptoe through here. Sorry about the jerking of the camera. We have a pretty little watermelon. So I was hoping to get these guys trained to go up the trellis like I did last year, but I'm failing miserably. I think I've got too many watermelons out here. But they are sure doing good. So I should be getting lots of watermelons. We have another one that's really showing up. Now we have these throughout the garden. It's just trying to get in there to show everybody where they are, and me holding the camera and talking at the same time. Not the easiest. Okay, so we're moving out of there. What you will see is watermelon plants that will be sprawling clear up 8-10 feet into my corn. But our next item is going to be some pepper plants. Now this was supposed to be the row of hot peppers, but I lost some of them, so I ended up planting some sweet banana peppers. And that's what you just saw that I showed you. We have some of these down here. Everything's getting blossoms on them. Oh, I've been harvesting my Crookneck Squash. I'm sure everybody on YouTube is. That's in 6B or lower. Or higher, I guess you could say. Lower south-wise. Lots and lots of blossoms. Hoping that that's some jalapenos this year, because I had a bunch of those planted too. Well, these are some hot pepper plants right through here. These were the habaneros and the cayennes. As you can see, I've got some little cayenne peppers on there. Guess we'll see what takes place, what works out. And more Crookneck squash. I've got to eat some of those up there. My corn, the second planting of my corn, is doing very well. The deer didn't eat too much of that. I'm getting some awesome flowers on all my beans. And when I told you I had planted some beans that I didn't know what they were, that I had purple beans, well, these are some beautiful purple flowers. They are going to be so pretty. I'm going to have to get in there and really look to see what we have. And this little guy is the one plant that actually made it from our first planting. And I have it marked. I'm going to leave that just turn into all seed for the garden. It should be a good, strong, healthy plant. The deer did eat some of them back there. I have some catnip growing down there towards the end of the row. Let's see if I can zoom in. There we go. The bees love it. So I let that grow where I can. First planting of the corn. They have started to tassel in places, so that means I'm going to get some good ears. That's going to make me smile, going to make me happy. Got to just remember to keep my fence up so the deer don't come. Sweet potatoes. They have started popping out like crazy. I pulled weeds the other day. I took the grass that we had mowed and I just put them down around to help keep the weeds down. And actually, more than that, it was supposed to be up in the 90s for a few days last week, and I wanted to keep the moisture in the ground. Now, it's supposed to be up in the 90s for the rest of this week here. And we're not talking like low 90s, we're talking mid and high 90s. And I'm not seeing a chance of rain, but who knows. My volunteer, and this one's my biggest of them, corn plant. And this one will definitely be saved for all seeds. So get a couple ears on that. It should work out really nice. Our potato plants. Well, they are pretty much done producing. Once they finish dying off, then I'll probably dig them up. If I have time, last year I let these sit till the very last moment and then I dug them up. We have cucumbers. I've been harvesting cucumbers. I've made some pickles. I've dehydrated some cucumbers, freeze-dried, and we'll discuss that in another video. And my other volunteer corn plant that I'll be saving for seed when it tossles and gets some. Also have some cucumbers that look like they're dying off. I haven't been out in the garden in like 4 days. I've been doing other things inside. Our okra plant's been producing okra. I found out that you need to pick them when they're smaller or they're too woody to eat. Like these guys, I need to get these picked. Oh, that's going to be way too woody, but that will be a good seed saver. But these guys, they say to pick the Star of David 3 to 4 inches long, and you should be able to eat them. They're not too woody. I picked them the other day, and they were way, way woody. See, I have some cucumbers out there that are going to have to be picked. I have my grandson this week, and we're going to go berry picking here shortly. See, the pepper plants, they are producing like absolute crazy. My grandson has joined me in the garden. Say good morning, Kai.
Good morning.
I think he's being shy. Peppers are doing amazing. So, my broccoli has started to bolt and go to seed, and that's fine. I want it to. I'm letting these guys go to seed so I can collect them myself. I've been harvesting some broccoli. More peppers down here. These was where my bell peppers are. They're getting bigger, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of blooms on them, which is, I don't know. There's something going on with the bell pepper industry the last 2 years. So, I'll be harvesting the rest of this broccoli and be pulling it out pretty soon. Brussels sprouts. This is supposed to be Brussels sprouts. Well, it actually looks like it's broccoli. I have no idea why, but the seeds were messed up, I guess. And this is another squash plant that was a volunteer. It looks like an acorn. Might be a buttercup, not sure. And we have our cabbage that's already starting to bolt. More broccoli. I'm going to swap down around there. So, here's some bad news. My tomato plants were looking absolutely beautiful, fine. Not a dead spot on them. I mean, it was amazing. It rained. And we didn't get that much rain, but it rained, and I started getting all these dead leaves on it. It looked like a bug infection, but I couldn't find any bugs. And a friend of mine said it's probably a blight or a fungus, so I've been out here today cleaning them up. My cabbage are looking absolutely amazing. We will be harvesting that. Maybe we'll do some fried cabbage. But the problem with the tomatoes are if I don't get them cleaned up, it will spread the fungus. However, if I cut too many leaves off, it will kill the plant. So, and these were already a good 18 inches up off the ground, what I had cut off. So as you can see, this is what I'm talking about. But a lot of these tomato plants are taller than I am. Cabbages, my red cabbage, they look like they're eaten up by the worms, but they're actually doing very, very well. And I am getting some red tomatoes over here on the tomato plant that I have no idea what kind of tomato it is, because I didn't plant any of these little round tomatoes. I planted big fat beefsteaks, and they were in the bottom row, not in the middle row. This should have been all giant Romano tomatoes. These are the tomatoes, the round tomatoes that I planted. So the seeds that I had bought obviously were not correctly labeled. Here are my Romanos, and I'm getting a couple of these that are starting to turn. So thank God for confusing tomatoes. This is my purple amaranth. That is my weed plant that I'm letting to come up. I'm going to harvest that this year. And it's also a sacrificial plant because the cucumber bugs and other bugs love to eat it. So, sorry, I got to sacrifice you, but if you produce, I also get some nice amaranth to eat in the fall. As you can see, the tomatoes, the lettuce, it's all went to seed. I will have to pull that out. So I've been just letting the purple amaranth do its thing. And the tomato plants, I feel like I'm in a jungle. That tomato plant's got to be close to 7 feet tall. I'm going to have to top it off. I won't be able to reach it. Going to back out here. Sorry about the dizziness. We have our onions. They are really doing well this year. The beans that I was given to plant that were going to just be used for seeds so we could keep propagating them, none of them came up that I have found. So I might just take this little area right here, it's just one little strip, and go ahead and put that into carrots later. So, but other than the issues with the tomatoes and the squash, the garden is flourishing. It's doing amazing. Do have some powdery mildew on a few different items, but unfortunately that happens. I did spray milk on it. It did not really affect it much. So strawberries they're done, but they're looking good. And I have a lot of mellow growing in there. And the asparagus is growing. And I'm going to zoom you in on something because I want you to see something. That right there, that's my elderberry tree. It's pretty big. I have got to get bird netting over it because the birds are going to be eating it. Now, this is our Jerusalem artichokes. They're getting big. They are, some of them 7 foot tall also. They will get a big, beautiful yellow flower on them. I'm looking forward to showing you them. But those are the ones with the powdery mildew. I sprayed the milk on them. Didn't do much. But it's all right. So, you saw my garden tour today. Make that a little bit better. I'm going to post this. Not going to do any editing. Maybe put another pretty flower or anything in here. Give you little updates on my sunflower places. Well, down on the bottom, the deer have enjoyed them immensely. Now I pretty much have pokeweed going. I could take you up to the other one and show you they are growing. Let's walk. Give me a minute. So what you're looking at now is the sunflower patch. This looks great right here. But then you get over here and you see the deer's been busy. They've pretty much taken off all my sunflowers. Kind of sad. Looks like I have so many plants out there. I do, but they're not sunflowers. The deer, which I saw this morning down in my other sunflower patch, there was a mama and 2 little babies. I tried to take a video, but I guess they saw me and they took off. But as you can see, they've pretty much decimated all my sunflowers. Now, so I always say we're not guaranteed a harvest. And farming is definitely a gamble. Not that I'm farming to some great scale, but someday I do want to be a market gardener. These are like a moonflower plant. They have no predators. They grow amazingly. Once they bloom, they get these little stickle thingies there. And they hurt. They are poisonous to eat. Horses won't eat them. Cows won't eat them. Obviously, deer won't eat them. I might have to start planting these all around my garden area so the deer maybe will stay out of them. But considering they decimated everything else, it's not going to work. But all in all, we are doing pretty good. Plus the stuff that I forage and can freeze dry, I'll definitely be saving a lot of food. That's pokeweed. Okay, we're going to get you up here, try to get you out of the sun a little bit, get down in the shade. So Kai and I are going to go berry picking, and I guess I'll be talking to y'all later. So if you like this video, like, share, and subscribe. I enjoy doing these videos. I like sharing what I'm doing, and maybe I'll be helping you all out. Talk with you soon. Hello, and we have a postscript today. So after some further investigation and looking through the tomato leaves that I had cut off, we actually have a lot of whiteflies out there. So I threw them in the burn barrel. Hopefully they'll be burned up tonight, and the whitefly will be gone. So what did I do? I ordered some lacewings and some more ladybugs and some nematode through Amazon. They'll be here next week, but lacewings are amazing at getting rid of the whitefly. So just thought I'd let you know. Talk with you soon.